Hello, everybody. Hello. Me get this going. Okay, great. Okay, so let me see. Hold on. Let me make sure. Okay, so I didn't post anything on Discord. Okay, so stream is live. Okay, the stream is live there. Is stream okay, stream is live here. Okay. That's weird. I thought there was gonna be some kind of a decal or something saying that Restream uh was a thing. Hold on, let me take a look at my Twitch. Hold on, let me take a look at my Twitch. Oh no, I gotta turn off my. Let me take a look at my Twitch. Oh no, I gotta turn off. Whoop, there we go. I have to turn off my audio. Not turn off my audio, but I had when I went to check my Twitch, the stream was unmuted, and I was like, "What?" So that's not the button I wanted. That's not the button I wanted. Where did... Oh, there's the thing. Okay. Got... Stream looks like it's live here. All right. So I have all the stuff set up for ads to be automated on Twitch. So I think it's gonna tell me when there's a. I think it's gonna tell me when there's a an ad break. It says there's gonna be an ad in like 2 minutes, and then it'll go another 30 minutes, and it's supposed to. I'm doing a minute 30 seconds in ads every 30 minutes because that's what I have to do to get the to get the thing. The 55% or whatever ad revenue split. So that's like the minimum. Okay. Let me get... Alright. So many things. So many things. Load. Didn't even make a special model for today. I did so much stuff to prep for tonight's stream, and I didn't even make a special model. What am I doing? What am I doing? And... Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so welcome to tonight's stream. Is hold on, is VLC? Why is... Hey, Silva. It ain't your fault. Oh my gosh, I just realized I was doing all that. I didn't even have my background music playing. Holy cow. What do you mean it ain't your fault? It's all your fault, Silva. It's totally 100% all your fault, which is why I'm gonna make you a mod on my Twitch, and it's gonna be your responsibility. Looks like an ad break starting, so there's a ad break running on what do you mean this is very odd? Do you have me in so Nabiru, fun fact, I am... Yes, you get more responsibilities. Hey, Autumn Aesthetic, thank you for following. I really appreciate the follow. Hi. Hey, Red Demon's Dragon. I presume that's you, Silva. You have to remember your Twitch password. Oh, goodness. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. But yes, Silva, this is all your fault. You see no issues? Okay. How are you doing, Autumn Aesthetic? It's good to see you. I'm coming through perfectly clear on both sites. So this is where it gets really kind of funny, right? On... Oh, hold up. Why is this not caught up to where I am? Okay, there we go. So I have... Let me check this again, because I thought I had the free version of Restream, which means there should be a logo in the top right corner of my screen that says that I'm using Restream, right? And what do you mean you thought you were already weird? I'm glad to see you. It's great to see you, Autumn. So this will be interesting. So there was, let me check. Billing. Oh, you thought you were already following. It's weird. Sometimes the system will like unsubscribe or unfollow things randomly. It's really weird. So like, okay, according to Restream, there should be some Restream branding, but when I look at my stream, I don't see the Restream logo anywhere. Like, it's really funny. Like, from what I saw, like in the top right corner, which I left blank, I left that blank, and because on most of my things, because I was like, okay, I want to make sure that I have space for that logo, that branding. I'm using the free version of Restream, so if the cost of using the free version of Restream is that I have to rep their branding, then I'm gonna rep their branding. Like I'm, you know. So let me hold on. How do I flip this around? Let me do. Hold up. There's gonna be some like feeling things out, getting used to some things. All this is at the top. Hey, no. Oh, is that you, Nabiru? Final Fantasy 14 is down. I don't know what to do with my life. I tried to touch grass, but was talked out of it by your free company. Hold on. How do I... No, that's not the button. So... I have... This is weird because... Alright, I'm gonna close this because I don't need that. I was worried that the thing wouldn't work. So there are a couple rules that I'm gonna have to follow for restreaming. For multi-streaming. No, that's not the button I wanted. Oh my gosh. There's gonna be some growing pains. Okay. I'm glad. Oh. What? No, I don't want to. Yeah. It's a whole thing. I'm gonna go into why I actually did it. It wasn't actually Silva's fault, but I just blame Silva because it was funny. Why is this? I don't want to stream to Instagram. Why? Why did my docked window that lets me control my streams get covered by a thing saying how to... No, I don't want to... There. That was weird. That was weird and weird and weird. Anyway. Ooh, this is... I'm gonna have to update my channel thing because it's showing me how many people are watching the stream, and that's what I don't want to see on my thing. And I was able to turn that off on the how do I do this? Edit settings. No. I'll have to figure that out because I don't want that to Yeah, so there are rules. Anyway, let me get back to that. So there are rules that I have to follow. First off, I cannot display a combined chat, which is combined with Twitch and another streaming service, another site. So that is the one of the rules. Then I cannot ignore my Twitch chat. Like, I have to, if someone says something from Twitch chat, I have to respond to it like I respond to everybody else. If I'm ignoring Twitch chat, then I need to be ignoring everybody else too. So that's why if you look on the screen right now, there are two separate chat boxes. There is the one on the right that is all Twitch, and there's the one on the left that is all YouTube. And as far as I understand, that is allowed. As far as I understand, that's allowed to do. To have them displayed separately. I've watched other people do it and have it displayed separately. So that's where I'm at right now so far. And I had to put that and make space for the Twitch chat one on all of my things. I see people post their streams on YouTube after the fact, but not trying to do both simultaneously. Yeah, some rules trying to figure out how to do display. Yes. So right now I'm displaying 2 separate chats, and I believe that's allowed. As far as I know, that's allowed to display them as 2 separate chats. I just can't display one combined chat. That is my interpretation of the rules. And I have seen other streamers who've done both have one section for YouTube, one section for Twitch. And so since I've seen other people like Obake Pam do streams like that, and other streamers do streams like that where they have separate windows for YouTube and for YouTube and for Twitch. So that's what I'm doing. So that's one thing that I'm working on. Let me... I don't want to toggle any of these off. There, I'll do that. Cool. I'll just leave it on that window so that way it doesn't show me who's watching. I don't... one of the things you don't want to see whenever you're streaming is you don't really want to see how many people are watching, because that can be a real killer and can be a real big distraction. So how did I get to this? Is it really Silva's fault? Is this really all Silva's fault? Like I've blamed Silva everywhere, right? The answer is not entirely. Silva has encouraged me to do this in the past. When I told Silva that I wanted to get more serious about streaming, they had said, hey, maybe you should do multi-streaming, maybe you should do restream or whatever, to do both Twitch and YouTube. If you want to be more serious, if you want to be more intent about it, maybe you should do that. And I was like, okay, maybe. And I thought about it, and I thought about it. And then the other day, I got a notification on X or Twitter that was like, today is your X anniversary. You've been a member of X for 11 years. And I'm like, yes, you get to ramble on both. Eventually, I'll get emotes, Nabiru. Eventually, I have one emote right now, which is Galio winking, because I used to be obsessed with Galio, the League of Legends character. I still love Galio. I just don't play League anymore. But oh, you gave me a posture check. Oh, I'm gonna have to work on that. And I okay. I'm gonna get to that. That was a whole thing with getting that set up. Yeah, it's a nice pop-up. I'm gonna have to move YouTube chat in order to not cover it. To not cover it up so much. So let me look at YouTube chat. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So that shortens the YouTube chat a little bit, so that way the stuff doesn't do that. But yes, I did a posture check just for you, Nabiru. So it was weird. I got this notification from X that I'd been a member of X, that I'd had an X account for 11 years, which confused me because I've only been streaming for like 6 years. So I'm like, did I really have an X account before that? But then I'm like, you know what? I joined Twitter, not X. So that's why I made a joke about it when I posted about it. And that got me thinking, how long have I been streaming? Because I know I could see when my first YouTube video was, right? I could see when my first YouTube video was, but I know I was streaming on Twitch before that. And like, we celebrated my YouTube channel's birthday before in the past. So I was like, let me see. And I wanted to poke around Twitch and see if there was a way on Twitch to see when your first stream was. And so I went on Twitch, and there was a bunch of stuff to like tinker around with. The entire interface looks so different than when I used to stream there. Like in the last 2 years, they've changed and updated so many things on the interface, right? And oh, hold on, let me do this. Oh, Red Demon's Dragon. How do I do this? How do I give someone... Here we go. Red Demon's Dragon, Silva, I have now made you a mod. Yeah, there's rules. So I was tinkering around on there, and I saw a bunch of stuff, and then I saw, yes, you can bully Nabiru. You have, I see it as a first time chat from you, Nabiru. Was when you got there. So there was a whole bunch of stuff, and I found out they have a bunch of stuff in here that we didn't have before when I was streaming, which sounds very much like, oh, back in my day we did, right? Which sounds all hullabaloo, all kooky, crazy, whatever, right? One of the things that they have on here that I do not believe they had before was the ability to see how close you are to your next Twitch payout. So for those of you who don't know, when you reach affiliate, you can start getting AdSense or ad revenue. It's not called AdSense on there, but the ad revenue and bits and subs, right? Once you get affiliate. And in order to get a payout, you have to get above a certain amount of money before they'll pay out to you, right? And before it was always like a mystery where you were, how close you were. If you weren't keeping track of it yourself, it was always a mystery how close you were to getting your next payout, right? And it used to be you had to break $100 to get a payout, right? So it was a huge thing. I've gotten one Twitch payout in my whole time of streaming, right? And I'm like, well, you know, and that was like after years of being an affiliate, right? And then I looked at it, and apparently they've changed it. So now you only need to get $50 in order to get a Twitch payout. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That helps a lot for small streamers. Cool. That's really awesome. And then I saw I have in unclaimed revenue from Twitch $47.03. Chat. I am like yes, the cents are important, Nabiru. The cents are very important. I am literally like 2 Twitch subscriptions away from a payout. And I was like, what in the world? And so that got me thinking, maybe I'll do a Twitch stream in order to just like stream on Twitch for like a month or something. And that's when I was like, I don't want to stop streaming on YouTube, and I don't want to have to deal with the whole having to save the VOD and repost the VOD and have to deal with all of that stuff. And I really like streaming on YouTube, and I like the interactions I have on YouTube, and I get a lot more discoverability on YouTube. So just in general, I was like, I wanted to do more YouTube streaming. And whenever that happened, right? And I was debating what to do about this $47.03. I was like, what do? And it came, and then I remembered when Silva had said, hey, maybe you should do multi-streaming. If you want to be serious about the streaming thing this year, maybe you should do multi-streaming. And then that bugged me for a while. that sat with me for a little bit, and I was like, I could theoretically do multi-streaming, right? And that kind of sat with me for a little bit. And, 1 second. I'm just gonna close this window. I don't want to look at that window either, so we're just gonna look at that window. Okay, cool. And so it kind of grew as it was bugging in me, and I realized, like, I have been struggling with money, reliant on this temporary disability for a long time. I've been on this fight for disability, and I've been really scared of, like, doing anything to get in the way of that. And I remembered that, like, I had talked to my lawyer about it previously, where I was like, hey, I stream, sometimes I get money, and I'm worried that they're going to claim that because I get money from streaming, that I'm going to, they're going to say that that's proof that I can work, and that I should be denied benefits. And I told my lawyer, I was like, I've gotten $100 in my 5 years of streaming, and my lawyer told me if I was making like $2,000 a month, they could claim that I'm making money and that I shouldn't get benefits. But since I'm not making any money or anywhere near that I should be fine. So I'm like, you know what? I feel confident that, like, it's kind of okay for me to do Twitch and do some advertising, maybe do a sponsorship here and there. And I want to get more serious. Maybe stop relying on temporary disability and actually get some of my own money. And all that stuff. So I went through all the stuff. I had to update my address. Twitch still had my old address, which is funny because I've moved like 3 times since I was a Twitch streamer, which is really funny. So I had to update all of my stuff and fill out all the tax forms and do all the Twitch stuff. And, like, at some point I was like, this is a lot. Because I was doing a lot of research to learn how to restream. And I realized that, like, it wasn't just about the $47 anymore. It wasn't just about trying to get that money out of Twitch. It was about this ethos, this thought, this process of, this year, I want to go all out. I want to do more. I want to expand my content. And I want to do more streaming, and I want to do more content, and I want to just put more effort into my content. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's kind of where my head was with that. And of course, the back of my head was bugging me that Silva had mentioned it. So I was like, you know what? This is all Silva's fault. All of this is Silva's fault. All of this is Silva's fault. I say that in jest. I say that with all the love in the world. And I know, I'm sure you know that I love you, Silva. Yes, you are decayed. Decado. Oh, Nabiru, that's not nice. Saying decayed is funnier. That's not nice. You're just a passing through troublemaker. Remember that. Yes. Let me see. So that was a whole thing. There's gonna be some growing pains. I got caught up in the whole thing of figuring out the whole setup, and I was literally, and it's really funny because all of this happened when I sat down to start prepping for my Sunday Lancer game. So I sat down to start prepping for my Lancer session. I got one random thought, and it led me since your VTuber Sona is just a warrior of life from Final Fantasy, just a passing through adventurer, remember that. Oh my gosh. Oh, one of my friends up here near where I live got the decayed driver with the cards and stuff, and sent me videos of him like doing the henshin sequence and putting in the different cards to the final attack ride, and it's so cool. Let me check. But come on, load. So he sent me a message about almost 2 weeks ago, where he's like, as a fellow fan, given the choice, does one get the CSM Deca driver or the DX Neo Deca driver? And I looked up pictures of both, and I'm like, listen, as much as I love the magenta, of the Neo Deca driver, I gotta go with the original. Because it is such a classic and smooth look. The Matash of Fatash version. Yeah, I thought, and so I told my friend to get the CSM regular Deca driver. I have no idea what Nabaru said there. The Master of Fasta. Fata? Master Fasta. Oh, okay. Where he was Australian. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, cool. So, yeah, my friend has a decayed hoodie, so he sent me video of himself in the decayed hoodie doing the henshin sequence, and he does like the whole I'm just a passing through common rider, remember that. And then he did the whole thing where he flipped the card in his hand and then put it in the driver and did the pose. It was so cool. I told him it was so cool. He said like the sequence of putting it in and then pulling out the tabs and putting it together, the entire sequence of using the driver is just deeply satisfying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it just looks so cool. You know most of the poses from Agito up to Saber? Cool. Cool. Kuga to Saber. Okay. I don't know why you put Agito either. I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just a streamer. I'm just a passing through mecha pilot. Oh my gosh. So yeah, back to the rules. So the rules are I can't display a combined chat. I have to display the chat separately. I can't ignore my Twitch chat. I have to, like, if someone says something in Twitch chat, I have to respond to it just like I respond to everybody else. I can't downscale Twitch. Whatever quality I'm streaming at on YouTube, I have to stream to that exact same quality on Twitch. So I cannot give Twitch any kind of a lower experience or anything like that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's more work to stream at two different qualities anyway. And I'm not allowed to try to tell people to leave Twitch. Like, I'm not allowed to tell people, hey, those of you, now I'm saying this for an example. This is not something I'm saying. I'm not allowed to tell people, hey, Mod, can you, Oh, can I do it? Can I time out that person? Because that's a bot. Thank you. Okay. Got another ad break starting in just under a minute. So yeah, those are the rules. I'll go into more of it when y'all come back from the ad break in a minute and a half. We'll see. There's a whole process. Here we go. That's what I wanted to get rid of. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. Awesome. So yeah, there'll be a whole thing. I think there should be an ad. I wanted it to tell me when an ad was starting, so that way I would know when ads were starting. But ad break. That sends me that. I want it to send me, so I don't have to have this open. Ad break. Okay. Got it, Nabiru. We'll wait a second for the ad break. I want it to post a notification in chat. Ad break over. It's funny, my thing says the ad break still is another 53 seconds. That's funny. Let me check something real quick. Yeah. Channel points. That's what I wanted. Yeah. My Twitch is weird. Sometimes I don't get ads even when not subscribed to the other person. That's weird. Maybe it's because your internet's wonky, Nabiru. So, yeah, those are the rules. And I'm not allowed. Oh, I was in the middle of saying this when the ad popped up. I'm not allowed to tell people to leave Twitch. Like, I'm not allowed to tell people that, hey, you should be watching me on this such and such other site. I'm not even gonna like say it or go into much detail because I don't want some automated system to be like, blur. But so I'm not allowed to tell people to leave Twitch. And I never know when Twitch is watching, so I'm gonna try to do my best to stay within the rules. So that's where I'm at with that, and what I want. How do I do this? Okay. That's not the button I wanted. That's fine. That's cool. All right, cool. I managed to successfully hide the view count, so now that's not going to bug me. Okay. So there's that. So at some point, I realized I was putting in way more work than that $47 was worth, right? And it's like, I'm not even guaranteed to get the subscribers or the bits or any of that stuff to even get that. That stuff's out of control. All I can do is provide the best content I have. And like, there's this YouTuber, Harris Heller, this guy does Senpai Gaming, right? And I've like followed a lot of his content, and he seems to have his thumb on the pulse of content creation, and his content was one of the things that like really encouraged me. Yeah, there's different rules as to what you can show and all that stuff, but the thing is, my content is very rarely like racy. I avoid copyrighted content. I don't do reaction videos. I don't do any adult content. So like, I think I should be good to stream on multiple things. And it was a whole thing of learning how to stream on multiple sites. So there's multiple ways to do it. And I'm using Restream. Restream, I can only stream on 2 different things. But like, there was another way where I could download a plugin. I could stream to as many things as I wanted. But the thing was, if I downloaded that plugin, for every additional stream, it would eat up more bandwidth, and I have a history of having trouble with bandwidth. So I was like, if I'm starting to have trouble with 1 stream's worth of bandwidth, there's no way I'm going to be able to support doing like 3 or 4 streams worth of bandwidth. But Restream, I only put out 1 stream out, and then Restream does the splitting. Which I think that's pretty swell. I think that's pretty swell. So I ended up going down this rabbit hole for like 5 hours when I was originally intending to prep for my Lancer game. And I just got distracted when I wanted to prep for my Lancer game. And then it came time to actually play the Lancer game, and I was kind of scrambling in order to make sure I was ready. And then that kind of went sideways. It ended with the characters making a sentient robot gorilla, which was quite funny. It's amazing what dice rolls will do to you. Lancer, it's one hell of a thing. So there was that whole thing. And then even after I was done with Lancer, I was fiddling with it. And the thing that like got me was notifications, because I wanted to have both notifications. And my Twitch notifications have been broken for a while now, and I never really fixed them. But I get my YouTube notifications, they're okay. Not a lot of stuff happens on YouTube, so like I don't always get that much stuff. So I found this thing called Botrix, and I was like, yo, this does notifications for both Twitch and YouTube. It can do all the other sites as well. So I was like, cool. So I signed up for that, and I connected that to everything, and then I put the Botrix source on all of my relevant scenes that I was going to use it on. And then when I was fine-tuning everything, I found out no, I did not call it Pessimist Cultured. Though I do like Optimus Primal. That is funny. I do like that. Yeah, no, I let the players name it, and the players named it George. Not the most original name, but still quite silly. And I know I grew up with Beast Wars. Optimus Primal, yeah, speaking of Curious George, Optimus Primal was one of my heroes. Like, Optimus Primal and Rhinox were some of my heroes growing up. They were legends to me. But yeah, so there was a whole thing with that. And I found out There's an NPC in Final Fantasy 14. Once you get Marauder level 30, that becomes Warrior. Your class quests are given. Yes, I remember that because I do have a Warrior. I do have a level 40 something or like 39 Warrior in Final Fantasy 14. I'm Warrior, Paladin, White Mage. Hey, Noel Main 700. Oh, the Hroth mommies, the Hrothgars. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. That's funny. Welcome, Noel Main. I'm doing multi-streaming, so I'm live on both Twitch and YouTube. So that's a whole thing. But then I found out that Botrix, the combined alert site, did not I bet you are. Like, you're kind of salivating for everything Final Fantasy 14, Silva. And with Botrix does not show alerts for channel point redeems, and I wanted to have channel points to encourage viewers to do things, and I could get the channel point redeems through the native Twitch alerts if I just use the thing from the Twitch website. So I was like, oh, I'll just set up Twitch alerts. And then I realized if I'm going to have the Twitch alerts in one thing and the YouTube alerts in the other, I might as well just go back to using the regular YouTube alerts that I was using and not even bother with the Botrix. So then I had to change all of those back all over again and get them all spaced out. And it was really funny. Though there is one thing that I do have to work on, and that is that I thought no, that's not what I was looking for. I thought the channel points, viewer rewards, channel points. I thought it would put a notification in chat to let me know when the channel points were used. I thought I had it set to do manage alerts. That's weird. Anyway, I'll tinker with that a little bit later. I'm glad we finally got stream running. I'm glad everything seems like it's up and running. Like, there were so many things that could have gone wrong with this. I'm just glad it's working. I'm just taking it one step at a time. And I've been like, I have a blue sky now. Why? Okay, there's the stream elements. Okay. I gotta set up the stream elements bot for Twitch too. So I gotta copy those over so that way my Twitch stuff will be on there to advertise all the stuff on Twitch. Anyway, it is 9:19 going on 9:20. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of tonight's stream. Tonight we're doing a writing stream, which I could have done a free chat stream. I debated just doing a free chat stream and talking about the stuff with like my goals with multi-streaming and all that. But I was like, you know what? I've done so many free chat streams recently. Like, I've done so many like rules exploration, TTRPG streams, and like with the new year and everything, I did all that stuff. Oh, by the way, fun fact, my first Twitch stream was January 21st, 2018. So that means what you call it, Sunday, next week Sunday will be my 6-year anniversary as a streamer, which is funny. So I'll probably do something special for Monday. We'll see how it all pans out. I just gotta see how everything goes with this. All right, so I don't exactly know what we're writing tonight. Let me stop to get some hot water. Even if nobody does the hydrate redeem, I gotta hydrate myself. All right, so we're doing a writing stream tonight, and I have no idea what we're going to be writing. So let me get my writing. Let me get my text editor up and running. Come to me, open office. Come to me. Whoop. Okay. It's still confusing to me that I don't see, when I look at the stream, I don't see the Restream logo anywhere, which is really bizarre to me. I don't know if it's gonna pop up later or if it'll be in the VOD. Maybe they just stopped doing the Restream branding. Huh. Whatever. Anyway. Let's get to it. Let's get down to business and get to doing some writing. To defeat the Huns? Not quite the Huns. Maybe the Buns. Yes, to write. Exactly, Red Demon's Dragon. Alright. That's... So these are some notes I made before I'd done some like practice mech scenes, right? But I wanted to lean into the super robot stuff because I'd done a lot of like real robot kind of stuff that where the main characters were like piloting real robots with real limitations using realistic weapons. And I wanted to tinker with... It would help if I change the screen. Whoop. Okay. I gotta do something because now YouTube chat looks really hard to see. Yeah, YouTube chats are really hard to view. Give me a second. Give me a second. Which, this is a problem I should have fixed forever ago. Realistically, this is a problem I should have fixed forever ago. Streaming tools, overlays, edit. Text settings. Arial. Yeah, it is always hard to see, which I'm trying to fix. Give me a second. This is something that I've been meaning to fix for a while. Get to stream preview. Oh. Let's see. No. You know what? I am going to on. Let me get. Let me do something. Open Office. There we go. All right, now it's a little bit more visible. This again circles back around to improving the stream. Notepad, pop-up notepad. There we go. Cool. So these are my notes that I was working with. And let me close this. So these are the notes I was working with for designing a super robot to be used by the main characters. I was going to be called Tempeh, which is another vegan protein source. It's got a lot of protein. Space opera fantastical adventure, Noel Main. That sounds really cool. That sounds really exciting. That gives me, you know what that reminds me of, Noel Main? That reminds me of Escaflowne. Has anyone here seen Escaflowne? Like, that's a legendary show. I actually just got my hands on the files for, I think, the Blu-ray version of it. Oh my gosh, did I unlock something for you, Nabiru? Escaflowne? Oh my gosh, Escaflowne is a classic show that I keep meaning to finish, but I never get around to finishing. Basic premise of Escaflowne. Well, yeah, the dub is what I watched. What, did they pronounce it different in the sub? Is it like Escaflowne? Yeah, it does the thing where the opening, yeah, definitely Nabiru. It does the thing where the opening makes it seem like an action shonen, but it's actually an isekai love story. It's a classic anime. Basically, this girl gets drawn into another world where she meets this prince who slays a dragon and then uses the dragon heart to power this mech. But the mech uses a giant sword, and the mechs in this world are very fantastical. But Escaflowne is special because it like also draws power from the pilot, and it can transform into a dragon form, which it uses to glide. And it's like the symbol of royal power of this kingdom, but like when the girl gets there, the kingdom gets invaded. And what it's revealed, one of the things that it like talks about in the opening part of the first episode is that the main character girl does, yes, definitely Nabiru. The main character girl does this thing where she does like fortune telling and stuff. She does fortune telling and all that kind of like mysticism stuff. And one of the things is using a necklace for dowsing, and she's able to use that to identify and locate invisible enemies. And this country invades them with these special invisible flying mechs with ranged weapons and all that stuff. And it's this whole thing where they're on this quest to reclaim their kingdom, and she gets drawn into this whole thing with the main character, well, not with the main character, with the main pilot. And it's definitely an emotional story. But yeah, it's a fantastical mech series where the mechs are like essentially giant suits of armor that are wielding massive swords and weapons. And it's like the main character's mechs are very grounded and like fanciful with giant swords or other. I think some of them have like tridents or something, but they're generally using melee weapons. And then the villains are getting these increasingly complex and fancy mechs. But the thing is that the main character's sword just cleaves through them if he can hit them. It's just a matter of like him getting there to actually hit them, and Escaflowne can take much more of a beating than these other ones. And it's very much that like main character plot armor style thing. But yeah. Boo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Can I... What can I do? I want to add... There, ads manager. There we go. Cool. Now I have that. Awesome. All right, we've got 3 minutes till Twitch goes on an ad, so I'll get into... Yeah, it is really great. It is really awesome, Noel Main 700. It's a very fun story. I keep meaning to finish it, but then like life gets in the way, and like you know what it's like when you put something down and then it's just trying to pick it back up again. It can be so difficult. Anyway, let's look at this, which was my design for a super robot to be used by the Veggie Republic. And the idea I was going with here is kind of inspired a little bit by Bang Brave, Bang Bravern. Which is that there's, you know, a war and all the stuff happening between the Meat Empire and the Veggie Republic, and then like a new threat arises that requires the super robot. And like the story goes in a different direction and stops being a grounded war story and becomes an epic tale. So the idea I had here was the mech would be called the Tempe, massive, powered by hyperstellar furnace, uses fusion to create a small star inside of it and harvest the power from it to power the mech. Light brown armor, massive fist, channels solar energy into fist for massive punches, kind of slow and lumbering, can fly and hover. Has a few basic attacks. But the basic idea is that there's a small number of them, and maybe I'll start doing the ad breaks in like 3-minute things where I have like one long ad break instead of having the 2 short ad breaks, because it feels like we hit the ad break so quickly. For those of you on YouTube, I was referring to the Twitch ad breaks, which I turned on and set those to automatically run because I am hoping to get some ad stuff. All right. I could snooze the ad break, but then it's gonna come eventually. I can snooze up to 3 times per stream, I think. Okay. So yeah, the idea here is to write a fight scene with a super robot. And it goes with the idea that I had for this story with the Veggie Republic and the Meat Empire, that the Veggie Republic is a capitalist hellhole where actually let me bring up my actual like stuff for my lore. I think that was in the second one. I think I had more of that in 3. No. Probably 2. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's a hyper democratic thing for the Republic. And it's all about collectivism stuff. Okay. So let's tinker around with this a little bit, and then we'll do a little bit of writing. I'm naming with my naming conventions. All right, ad break should be over. We should be back. Everybody should be back. All right, I got so many screens to balance. Main character is going to be Celery 1. He's an ex-librarian, misses his simple life, got recruited to pilot Tempa and scored high in his aptitude test, doesn't want to be here. Now he's going to be facing off against Kaiju. Facing off against the Kaiju. So these are walking engines of destruction. Also, one thing about these writing streams is I encourage everyone, if you have some of your own creative projects and things that you want to work on, to definitely like chill with, like vibe to the, actually let me make sure my music's playing properly. Yes, my music is playing. I encourage everyone to vibe to the whatchamacallit, vibe to the lo-fi beats and the chill lo-fi beats, and get whatever work you're doing, whatever stuff you've got to work on, any stories you want to write, any art you want to work on, and just like work on it at the same time while the stream's going, so we're all working on stuff together. Like, this is one of my favorite things of like parallel activities, where we're working on separate activities in vicinity of each other, is one of my favorite things to do. And I definitely encourage that for anyone, because I know Noel, man, you said you had some stories that you liked writing, and Nabiru, you are always talking about having quizzes or settings and stuff for games that you want to write. I definitely encourage you to open those up, and while we've got the music playing and we're all hanging out here tonight, to work on that stuff too. All right. So, instead of introducing a third party, we're going to stick it with the conflict between the Meat Empire and the Veggie Republic. The Meat Empire have moved on from their mechs, and are making massive kaiju. So this one is sirloin instead of sirloin, it's sirlion. It's gonna be a giant kaiju lion is what he's gonna be fighting. Which is a pun on sirloin. So we've got Sirlion is a massive lion kaiju that so I think it's stop it, or other energy weapons like the Tempest Fists. Okay. Get your notes for your TCG story. I'm inclined to call it Overdrive Blazing Destiny. Oh, that's so cool, Noel, man. Yeah, I definitely welcome it. I want to invite people to spend this time whenever we have these streams. I want to have them on a somewhat regular basis, and I want to encourage people to spend the time while we're doing this, not just watching me write and hearing me talk about my ideas, but also working on your own stuff, because I want this community to be a community that encourages each other to work towards our own goals and to achieve our dreams. Oh my gosh. After weeks of surviving on tap water being with different flavorings in order to make it more palatable, drinking actual bottled water again, even with no flavorings, is just so enjoyable. Okay. So he's got a strike laser claw thing. You reminded me of a really odd show that I'm looking up now and try and remember. Okay, Nabiru. Show me what you got. I know you're gonna find whatever it is you're looking for. You're the queen of finding obscure anime. Particle Claw. All right. So sirloin is a giant lion kaiju with claws. Make it quadrupedal. So we'll say it's quadrupedal. Gotta posture check myself. I remember I saw a joke one time that was talking about how streamers are like really bad chia pets, or like where you have to keep doing stuff in order to keep them alive. Hold on, why is this? Why? Oh, that's not what I want. Here, I'm just gonna close that dock. Cool. Awesome. I open that dock when I need it. I close that dock when I don't. Cool. But yeah, so it'll be quadrupedal, which is kind of different for a kaiju, because most of the time whenever you see kaiju in like Godzilla movies, it's usually like bipedal of some kind. But like, I think that could be really cool, fighting a quadrupedal beast that like it's got hind legs. Excuse me. It's gonna grapple you. It's gonna be really sticky. And leaps a lot. Okay. 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 Another stream elements thing. It's funny, stream elements will sometimes pop up on my chat, on my window, before it'll pop up on the screen on the stream, which is funny. All right, so celery 1. Still adjusting to his tempe. So we'll say we start with celery 1 underperforming. So, right? We'll introduce a character. Needs to be some kind of his handler will be some kind of what do I want? Some kind of spice of some kind. So we've already had who have we had? We have pepper. They have salt. So we'll do paprika. Oh my gosh, that just reminded me of something. So when I was a kid, I used to watch Blue's Clues, which a lot of kids did. I was a little bit old for Blue's Clues, but it was still an interesting show and it was on TV, right? I'd usually watch it, I think, when I was helping to like hang out with my younger cousins and stuff. And like, so they had Mr. Salt, Mrs. Pepper, or maybe Mrs. Pepper, Mr. Salt, something or other, a couple that was salt and pepper, right? And then they had a kid, and the kid was named Paprika. Me, being a kid, I thought that meant that paprika was a mixture of salt and pepper. I know it's ridiculous, it's just another spice, but my head said, well, if it's a mixture, like if it's Salt and Pepper's kid, it must be some mixture. So I thought, oh, that must be what paprika is. And then come to be an adult and find out, no, that is very much not what paprika is. Except this is, I know, Nabe, I know it's silly, but it's just, it's one of those things that like you don't think about, that just like pops in your head when you're a kid. When you're a kid, it's just one of those things. Okay. All right, so this is going to be setting up this conflict, right? Where you've got Paprika 7, his handler, and the idea is that the handlers were like somewhat more valued jobs. So the basic plot here of this world is that when the Meat Empire attacked the Veggie Republic, the Veggie Republic decided that some people's professions were less important, and decided that like some people who worked in the arts or other undervalued areas were, air quotes, not necessary for the functioning of society, and so they were drafted in order to be members of the mech force and pilot the mechs. Then there were other people who were deemed as slightly more needed, slightly more valuable, but still expendable, who became the operators. working as support staff. And the thing is, being in a mech is extremely dangerous because you're out on the field of battle. There's so many things that can happen. So like you are being a mech pilot means that you're expendable. Okay. So here we've got this. I like this setup. So we're going to delve a little bit into, so before it was just fight scenes. This is building more of a short story, is more of what we're shooting for here. And what we're going to have here is this thing where like we're going to have this conflict between Celery Run and Paprika 7, where Paprika 7 is going to be berating Celery 1 for like Celery 1 just not performing, not doing something properly, and just in general being a disappointment. And then Celery 1 is confronted with this desire where Celery 1 wants to go back to his room, curl up under the blankets, and just avoid everything and shut down and not interact with anyone or anything. But he's trying to avoid that by going for a walk. Right? So he's trying to deal with that in a healthy manner. And that's the thing I want to represent, is this idea of a character who's taking a difficult situation, but trying to do the best they can with it. All right, so this idea that we're getting at here is that the Sirlion will come cleaving through the gate and start tearing into the buildings of the base, tearing the base apart, right? And for a split second, Celery 1 is tempted. He's tempted because he sees the destroyed gate. He sees the situation, and he realizes, I could run. I could just run, live in the woods, and maybe I die at some point in the woods, but at least I die free. But he makes a decision, which might be good, might be bad. So yeah, he comes up with his responsibility. It's not fair, right? He's the only one who can pilot the Tempeh, so he's the only one who can go toe to toe with the Sirlion, right? So that's his moment where he's like, it's not fair. It's not right that he's here. It's wrong that the government drafted him. And it's not right that, pretty much Nabiru. It's a situation where, Celery 1 realizes, like, and acknowledges that, like, none of this is okay. War isn't fair. It's messy, and it's so often the rich waging war while the poor die in the trenches. And there's just so much ickiness to it all. But as unfair as it all is, he realizes that if he runs, he's killing this entire base because he's the only one who can stop this monster. And at least in part, every death that thing causes is at least partially on him because he didn't stop the monster. And he's the only one who can. So he goes running back into the base. He goes running back into the base, running past the Sirlion that's tearing into things, and and I think it'd be really cool if, like, when he gets to the hangar doors are already open, and he runs in the hangar, and his Tempeh is already loaded and prepped for him. And as he runs, he sees Paprika 7 standing there finishing the pre-flight checklist, and she just kind of looks at him, and in that moment, right, all of her grievances and her frustration and her anger that she had directed towards him is gone, because right now all of their petty personal beliefs that they had and their personal struggles and strifes is washed away in the fact of the destruction that lays before them, and they have to work together as a unit, and there's no room for error. And I think it might be cool if, like, after doing so many things of like practicing writing fight scenes, if like I write the scene and then end the scene before the fight scene, because it's not the fight's not what's important. What's important is that build up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how much time we have, because it's 10 o'clock now. It's 10 o'clock now. I really got to get a bot. I got to get a bot to let me know when the ad breaks are kicking in for Twitch. Let me try to balance out the main cast of my story. We have a hard-headed protagonist, the smart best friend, the girl with no BS attitude, the spiritual monk, and the rebellious guy. Ooh, that's an interesting thing. I think with such a well-defined cast, you need some kind. My only thought would be that you need some kind of a thing to unify them. Maybe a shared personal history, a friend that they all care about, something that they all want to defend. Like, that reminds me of, so I don't know if you're familiar with Kamen Rider. It's a Japanese show, tokusatsu show. One of the seasons got turned into Kamen Rider Dragon Knight over here, and it's been running for a while. It was the precursor to Super Sentai, which is what became Power Rangers internationally. But there was this one season, Kamen Rider Drive, where the three main writers was like this really intense detective that struggled with motivation and was constantly being overwhelmed and feeling like he just couldn't get his engine in gear after the situation where he accidentally injured his partner and he regrets it. Then there's the younger brother type character who's really excitable, wants to prove himself, wants to prove how good he is at everything, and is determined to be the best that there is at everything. And then there's the cyborg that is still trying to find his humanity and trying to save the world. And then those three characters, this is Kamen Rider Drive is what I'm talking about. And those three characters all care about the same character, this girl who is so it's Drive, what is it? Drive, Mach, and Chaser are the three writers respectively, and this girl is Drive's love interest / new partner, Mach's older sister, and Chase's kind of pseudo love interest person / connection to humanity. And the fact that they all care about that one character is one of the unifying things that brings them together and ties their storylines together, and combined with their shared goal of defending humanity. And so that's just what I think of when you describe such defined and outspoken characters, Noel Main. That's just the one thought that comes to my mind. I don't mean to tell you how to do your story. I'm just sharing what thoughts come to mind. You found what you were seeking, decided to screen grab it to put a few scenes in a single pic. Okay. Oh, that was the one series that you said it reminded you of? The one obscure series you were looking for, Nabaru? Protag, best friend, and girl are childhood friends, but the others joined the group later because of their history with the Protag's dad. Ooh, so cool, Noel, man. That's so cool. 2004 Cope Prayers. Imagine what happens if an ecchi magical girl show suddenly becomes a G Gundam style mech anime. What? What? Nabiru, what are you talking about? What? That is so confusing. Send an image. Oh, where'd you send it to me, Nabiru? Send it in Discord? Alright. Let me take a look here. Ooh, that looks really cool. So it's a magical girl become mecha anime. Okay, okay. You got my attention. I might look into it. Yeah, it definitely has the G Gundam aesthetic of like kind of being a super robot-y show. The like, oh my gosh. So, speaking of super robot shows, I'm gonna shout out Silva for a second, right? Because Silva knows I'm a huge mech fan, and Silva says to me, "Oh, it's not a good show." All that happens like halfway through. It's 13-minute shows. On some sites, it's 22 episodes at 8 minutes. Oh wow. And Silva says to me the magic words of, after we're done watching the shows that we're currently watching, do you want to watch through the Brave series? And like me being a mecha fanboy who like has a soft spot for the super robot shows full of hope and courage and bravery, I'm just like, well, want to watch through the Brave series, you say? It's like you have my attention. Oh, it's not a good show? Okay, Nabiru. It exists. All right, Nabiru. More odd stuff I watch, the larger my resource grows. Of, well, this show is bad, but it is blank strange. Is it blank good? So on. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so let's write with this right now, and then we'll deal with the actual fight scene once we get there. All right. But this one I'm going to write through like the first person perspective, because that's a perspective I don't think I've really explored much on the other ones. Oh, there's an update. I'll do that. Hold on. 1 second. How long is this gonna take? Okay, I'll do this later. There's apparently an update. I'll get it later. I have it queued up. Oh my gosh, a bunch of people liked my tweet. That's funny. My tweet advertising the stream got like more like visibility than like any of my stuff has for a while. That's funny. In the story, the protagonist, Noah, is trying to protect his father's legacy. The dad went missing, but the main problem is that they need a 5-member team to compete in the first Ark tournament. Ooh. So it's like you need a team in order to do the thing. So it creates the need for everyone. That's really cool, Noel, man. Okay. All right. Is it call sign? Is it call sign one word? It's 2 words. Okay, I thought it was 1 word. Okay. It's funny to have this like this intense gravitas opening of my call sign is celery 1. That's all I am anymore. Whomever I used to be is long gone, washed away in the rising tides of war. So it's this like deep emotional thing, and the name is celery 1. It's just it's like it's playing the joke super straight. Let me actually hold up. Would help if I did that, so that way you could actually see see the words that I'm writing. Huh? There's also the rival of the protag, who isn't exactly an enemy, but he has beef with the protag because the father wronged him, so he doesn't like Noah very much. Ooh, that's interesting. Rivals are always really cool characters because, like, they're like, sometimes they're antagonists, sometimes they become secondary protagonists. To where they're and you get that, like, enemies to lovers, like, foes to friends kind of thing of the relationship born through the fires of conflict. Easy way to rival, make them an edgy dark past if the hero is a good boy. Ooh. Or what can be really cool is if your hero is the edgy dark past anti-hero thing, to make the rival like that bombastic, excitable and energetic warrior of justice who's like comes from a good home and is driven to do good. Isn't reinstitute a word? Okay. Yeah, reinstitute is a word. Okay. I wish there was a way I could like easily update the whatchamacallit, I wish there was a way I could really easily update the dictionary of my open office. I'm sure there's a way to do it. To correspond to how dangerous of a job you were given. Ranging from being a pilot to being a remote operator providing still drafting ideas for the story. The rival isn't exactly edgy. It's kind of split. One side of him is gentle and loves his sister. The other side is holding a grudge and can be very aggressive, but still can make the right choice. Still drafting ideas for the story either way. Ooh, that's still really interesting, Noel Main. That's really interesting. I've never written a card game story, which is funny because I'm planning to run a card game TTRPG session. But that sounds really cool. One of these days, maybe I'll write a card game story too. That might be one of my other projects. I have so many projects in the fire. I almost just picked up one of my other projects for tonight's writing stream, but I was like, I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm like, it's funny. My goal was to get to the point where I would be doing schedules so people would know ahead of time what I was going to do on stream. But like, I haven't done schedules, but I set up multi-streaming. So, you know, it's just where we're at, you know? Yep. Here's a thought. What a mech series where a cute little mascot pet turns into various giant mechs through training that could trigger many unique thoughts. That could be cool. And yeah, you're right, Noel Main. Progress is still progress. I just got a notification telling me that so far restream for this thing says that I've had 100 messages, and it's like, do you want to tweet that you've had 100 messages in your restream? And I'm like, no, I just want to stream, thank you. But yeah, Nabaru, that's an interesting thought. A mech series where a cute little mascot turns into giant mechs through training. So like kind of like a Pokemon-esque thing. That could be interesting. And you're right, it could trigger some different thoughts. I was remembering Cyber Team and Akihabara. Little annoying mascot creatures turn into cool armored magical girls. So that's what made me think, what if they became mechs instead? Ooh, that's cool. That could be really cool. That could definitely be really cool, Nabiru. I know tempeh is a word. Yeah, tempeh. Tempeh. I hate the taste of tempeh, but I know it's a word. I don't like how this has gone so long. Like, this is just an introduction, but like, it sets up the conflict. Okay. Actually, I have an idea about how I'll do this. I have an idea. Okay. The deck of the rival is similar to the protagonist. Both are dragon users, but the rival's ace is a demon dragon with 2 different powers, one that destroys the opponents and one that creates allies. Ooh, that's really powerful, Noel Main. That's really powerful. And it can create an interesting situation where the rival's deck doesn't just destroy enemies but also builds allies, which creates this cool like idea of the rival like transitioning and moving from just being about destroying enemies to being about building something worth protecting. It could be really interesting. That's really cool, Noel, man. Ah, that's really cool, Noel, man. So, hey, War Bandit, good to see you. I'm doing a writing stream. I decided to do I decided to do some multi-streaming. So I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. I almost said Twitter. I'm not streaming on Twitter. I don't even know if it's possible to stream on Twitter. I don't want to. But yeah, I'm doing a writing stream right now. I'm working on a mech story. So it's funny, I was working on this thing practicing writing mech fight scenes, and as I started writing more of these fight scenes, I started fleshing out the world more and more, and it kind of grew into being its own setting. Oh, you're playing Baldur's Gate 3? Nice, War Bandit. Really cool. How far are you? I haven't played it, but I've heard a bunch of stuff about it. I heard that, like, there's a lot of people who made it to Act 3 and just got completely burned out and, like, couldn't finish it after Act 3. That's one of the things I've heard about Baldur's Gate 3 is that, like, there's just so much stuff, there's so much content that you just get exhausted a lot of times. Oh, just started a new session? If one could stream on Twitter, yes, it would probably be cursed. I don't know if I ever said Twitter, but I'm streaming on Twitch. Twitch and YouTubes. I'm hoping YouTube doesn't do something buggy about me having the VOD up. But yeah, I've been taking a mental break from streaming. Might be back on Wednesday. Oh, that's cool, War Bandit. Hey, you do what you got to do. What's important is that you maintain your mental. Like once you if you lose track of your mental, then like everything goes sideways. So like it's just really important to maintain that. And it can be exhausting, like streaming constantly, giving that running commentary, being on and entertaining. Like I know this whole thing with learning about restream and multi-streaming and being able to handle and maintain and monitor multiple websites has just been exhausting for me. But I'm just doing my best, you know? Okay. One of the most interesting things about the story is that the rival's ace hard counters one of the pro tag's ace. Both aces have multiple forms. It would make for a surprising moment when revealed. No, 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 no. It's perfectly fine, Noel Main. I welcome it. I welcome you sharing stories. Like, the point of these nights is for all of us to be working on stuff. And, like, I'm giving you a running commentary of what I'm working on. And if you want to give me a running commentary of what you're working on, you are more than welcome to do so. I definitely encourage it. I love hearing about what people are doing and what people are working on. Yeah, Noel, man, your story sounds really good. Okay. No, 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 Noel, man. I welcome it. I welcome it. Like, if it's ever a situation where, like, I need to focus, like, the one thing I always say is, like, if I'm ever, like, deep in a game or something, sometimes it can be hard to, like, focus on what's going on in chat. So I may not respond. I may not keep up with everything that you're saying. But, streams like today, where we are just where we're just writing, we're just doing creative stuff, these creative streams, you're more than welcome to rant about whatever you're working on. I love hearing about it. It sounds like you've got some really interesting stuff going on. All right, War Bandit, you have yourself a good night, all right? I'm probably going to be streaming till about 11:30 p.m. tonight. So if you don't make it back, I want you to know that I think you're amazing, and I think, War Bandit, that you make this world a better place by living in it in your own unique and one-of-a-kind way. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Okay. So this is where so what I did was I kind of bookended it where I start with him in the cockpit getting yelled at because his power level was fluctuating. Which we'll translate that later. Okay, so what we're gonna say is, I decided what we're gonna say is that he was doing an exercise to lift a huge weight, but he's having trouble maintaining balance and maintaining the power levels to the different parts of the body in order to lift the heavy weight. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. It's funny. That's how I know that I've been listening to this this playlist so much. I know the tone of this song because I hear it so much. Okay, so now we transition from this. We have our introduction. Okay. Okay, so now we're talking about, see, here's the thing, right? I don't want to start with I. That's the problem with doing this way is it's really easy to get caught up in saying I, and I don't want to do that for this story. Oh my gosh, it's 11 o'clock already. Holy cow. We're not even partway through. Oh no. I'll probably pick this back up later. Or maybe I'll continue it after stream. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I got so caught up in the introduction I didn't actually get to the scene. Alright. Alrighty, so we're back. I'm probably gonna do some more rearranging and put some stuff like putting the Twitch chat on the left. Well, no, I have both Twitch and YouTube alerts on the left side, so I think that'll be fine with it as is. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! At 3 minutes till the next ad. Let me see something. Do. All right. So that's, oh, it hasn't recorded all the stuff. Okay. I was just checking my stream stuff on Twitch to make sure stuff is working. It looks like everything's working, which is good. But all right. So tonight was a writing stream, restream stuff seemed to have worked out, which is good. I was a little bit worried with doing the multi-stream that I was going to get overwhelmed. I'm glad I chose to do a writing stream because it was more complex than just doing a just chatting stream. But, well, I mean, it was technically still a just chatting stream. But, like, it was more complex than just doing a free chatting stream and just, like, talking about random stuff for, you know, 3 hours. But it was the right level of complex. It gave me an activity to work on. So I'd say I would call that a success. I would call that a success. So what's everybody doing this week? I know I need to go pick up some medication from the doctor's office and do some stuff with mail and whatnot. So whatcha-who's-its. But that's pretty much it, and also going to be streaming on Friday. But yeah, it's oh, excuse me. Binge more anyways. As always, we'll maybe do a few more productive activities. Hey, you know what? Every little bit counts, Nabiru. What are you working towards? What goals are you working towards for your productive activities? Binging anime? Hey. Are you working on any new settings? I know you like to make settings for different RPGs and stuff. Have you been working on any of that stuff, Nabiru? Finish the quizzes and videos you're working on. Ooh, nice. Nice. No new ideas, just a minor tweaking of one. Oh, okay, hey. There's nothing wrong with that. Every little bit counts. Maybe I'll finish working on this idea after I'm done with stream. Who knows? But we'll see. We'll see if I've made even a single cent in ad stuff over the stream. Gotta chuck in every single cent to get to that 50. I think it's funny that, like, there's that money that's been sitting there for 2 years. Probably more than that since my last thing. Of different people doing bits and subscriptions and stuff. I want to learn more about how to set up bits because I see some people have, like, if you donate X number of bits, then, like, I have to do a certain thing where it's like channel points, but it's like some kind of, like, bit reward. I want to set up that and set up a thing where, like, if someone, like, pays like $5 in bits or something. So I made one of my channel point redeems. Tell a story, where if you spend, I think it's like 5,000 channel points. What was it? Channel points. Yeah, if you spend 5,000 channel points, then I stop whatever I'm doing and I tell a story for you. You give me details. You could give me you could tell me your OC. You could give me details and I narrate a scene of some kind of a story for your character. And I want to do something like that as like a bit redeem, to just be like, if you spend $5 in bits, then I'll stop what I'm doing and tell a story, because I think that's one of the things I'm good at. And I think that'd be cool to do that, but I don't know how all that works. Like, I see bits, I see bit tier badges, but I don't see how to do. Almost at the end of your vacation. Hey, so what are you gonna do once you're out of vacation? Are you heading back to school or heading back to work, Noel Main? Are you heading? I am curious what you're going to be doing next. Let's see if there's any cool memes. Oh my gosh. Someone was trying to say that they want Superman to look like cool and modern with like military armor, and I'm like, that's just Batman. That's just Batman with superpowers. And Superman's not supposed to look cool. I mean, some Superman suits are like kind of like armor-ish, like with like armor plating and stuff. I think there are some kind of things with Superman suits with armor. Like the one from Man of Steel was more armor than anything else. Yeah, there is an armored Superman. Yeah. Yeah, New 52 Superman had armor. Your college student, this will be your second year. Nice. Do you know what you're majoring in, Noel Main? Or are you still undecided on your major? Sorry, I realize I'm asking that generic question that every family member has probably asked you 1 billion times. And if you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer, Noel Main. I just realized that's probably a little bit rough. There's even a toy that has him with jetpack wings. Ooh, not sure why Superman would need a jetpack, but you know, whatever. Extra acceleration. Let's see if there's any other memes. Oh, there was just an ad. That's funny. Ah. Let's see if there's any other cool memes. Actually, my course doesn't have my. It's a single technical course for digital design. Ooh, nice. So, like, you're making like digital art and stuff, Noel, main? Saw a thing about talking about how long it takes to make friends. Oh, games and programming features. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, what? Some big Gundam channel stopped doing Gundam-y things. Oh. We got art for Bang from Bravern. Nice. What the f- All right. Oh, jeez. I was just going through, apparently a couple days ago Trogdor turned 21. It's weird thinking about those memes. I really like creating stuff, and there's decent demand for digital designers in this industry. Yeah. Just the games industry can be really rough. It can be really, really rough. Make sure you get something that's gonna be good for you. Or else it's just gonna kind of beat you down. I've heard so many horror stories of people working in the games industry being put through crunch or just all that stuff. I'm sure you've heard them all. Hold on. Oh yeah, there was an anime about that, wasn't that, Naruto? I had to post a comment. Someone asked about Bravern, Bang Bravern, if it was a reboot of the Brave series of TV. It's like not exactly. Death March to a parallel world Rhapsody. Death March is an insane crunch, no sleep type thing. Ah. Oh my gosh. Someone someone asked a thing on YouTube like, is Bang Bravern the reboot of the Brave series TV? I'm like, not exactly. It was advertised as a Real Robot series, then it surprised us when it was really a Super Robot show, and that everyone's calling it a spiritual successor. And this person's like, but it had Brave in the name, and I'm like, okay, listen, you gotta understand. Yes, it had Brave in the name, but like all the advertising showed it as a Real Robot show. Like, you don't understand. You don't understand. It threw us for a loop. All right, let's see if we got any more memes. What? 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 Someone just posted a thing that I think is images from Gundam Seed Freedom of Lacus in a pilot suit, but that pilot suit looks like really, really bad. And I don't even know how to process that. No, it's someone put it. Someone put. It might be AI generated. It might not be real. Like, it looks like something straight out of Darling in the Franxx. Oh, did you see it? Did you see it, Nabiru? Everybody's saying she's piloting the RGM, and I'm like, that RGM what? Like, is that the name of her ship? Like, what? I'm not gonna post it because it's like, I don't like. Yeah, I was just looking for memes. Ba 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 ba. Someone just posted that they're like, I've never watched any. Someone just said that they've never watched any Gundam, but they just love building the Gunpla. You have more than 1,000 memes in your gallery, Noel May? Nice. Nice. You're something of a memer yourself. Yes, I love it. I love it. Next show creators, we want a female pilot suit. That one guy, make it skin tight. It worked for Franks. No, it didn't. It didn't work for Franks. That was one of many things that did not work. Oh my gosh. So many things didn't work for Franks. I still need to watch Godnar. But like, yeah. But like, G Gundam didn't feature too many like female pilots. Yeah. Franks was, if, yeah, for reasons. Like, the thing with Franks was, if it stopped halfway through, right? It would have been a great series. People would have been like, you know what? Would be nice if we got a second season, but it's pretty good. This is a good place to stop, right? If it stopped at that moment when, like, whenever the two main characters finally, like, came together, they realized who each other were, they accepted each other for who they were, and completed their character arcs, then, like, it would have been fine. If they just stopped there, it would have been fine. But they did not just stop there. They, like, kept going, and then it just got worse. Oh my gosh, I've been thinking about spending money on some, like, some some like health food ramen, because most of my diet is ramen. So I'm like, if I'm going to be eating mostly ramen, I might consider getting health stuff, right? Yes, Gundam Witch from Mercury was amazing. I love it. It didn't use tight suits. It never went out of its way to try to, like, lewd Soletta. It was done really well. But yeah, so like I started looking into, because I saw an ad for Vite Ramen, and I'm like, I wonder if they have any vegan brands, and I found they do have vegan stuff. And I was looking at the nutrition facts, and I'm like, holy cow, because like in order for me to eat ramen, I have to have some kind of protein with it, because protein helps your body absorb carbs, and in order for me to be able to absorb the carbs of the noodles, I need to have some kind of protein in order to let me absorb the ramen. But then I was looking at Vite Ramen, and like, because they have so much protein in their noodles, I wouldn't need to add anything to the noodles. So I was like, maybe if I was just buying the ramen, it'd be cheaper. But then I looked at how much Vite Ramen costs, and I was like, oh no. Oh, no. Oh, that's cool. Moretsu Pirates. I've heard some good stuff about that. Then I looked at this other, so the thing is, some Vite Ramen brands, some Vite Ramen flavors are vegan, right? They have some, but like, that just depends on which one you get, right? And then there's this other ramen brand called Imi Ramen that's slightly cheaper. And all of Imi Ramen's flavors are vegan, which is really cool. And it's another one of those high protein ramens. It's like, it's a ramen that uses vital wheat gluten in the noodles in order to add extra protein content, and adds like lysine in order to make it complete proteins. And I'm like, I would love to be able to afford it, but like, most of the food I buy with food stamps. So like, if I can't get it with food stamps, then like, I'm not gonna get it. I think you should at some point, Nabaru. Witch from Mercury was really good, and it got a pretty decent dub. So I don't know if you're more of a dub or sub enjoyer, but it's pretty good. There were some people that were like losing their mind at how good Witch from Mercury was. like, because it very much it had that happy ending, and so many stories that feature gay and lesbian romances will have some like dark part of it that's just like horrible, or ends with that whole like bury your gays trope, or something that just like seems like it's punishing the characters for existing, and is just ends horribly and as some kind of moralistic hullabaloo. But like Witch from Mercury sidesteps that really well. Like, yes, the characters do go through hard times. Things do get bad for the characters, but like they're always dealing with it in a healthy and responsible way for the most part. And when they don't, there's a reason why they're not acting in a healthy and responsible way. Well, you should check out either the sub or the dub of Witch from Mercury. It was really good. I keep meaning to watch more of the dub with my partner. We started it, but then when we tried to watch it again, it kept buffering and I kept having trouble like streaming the episode. And then we just haven't like sat down to watch it again because like our sleep schedules and our life schedules are so chaotic and wild that we just never get around to like actually doing stuff sometimes. And it's really frustrating. But whenever we do have, like, that's the thing with me and my partner, like whenever we do spend time together, it's great. It's just like our lives end up being so chaotic. It's not anybody's fault. It's not like anybody did anything wrong, you know? But I won't go into too much about that. I don't like to talk too much about my relationship. Because that's one of the things I like to keep close to me. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Let's see. A Gundam show went Gravion style figures and pilot suits. Ooh. You have my attention, Nabiru. What you got? Okay, now... All right, so we've got, got 2 minutes till the next ad, so I'll probably let the next ad run, then we'll do our Gravion's Mizuki. Imagine her in a serious Gundam show. Okay, oh, geez, that could be ridiculous. All right, how do I clip that? Manage goals, raid channel, that's what I'm looking for. Who do I want to raid? That's a thing that I can do on Twitch. Who do I want to raid? Let me take a look and see. Who do I follow that's online? I don't want to raid one of the big ones because that'll just be whatever. I haven't watched. It's been so long since I hung out on Twitch. Yeah, that's probably true, Nabiru. me see. Ooh. I didn't know. Oh, sweets. Oh, this is perfect. I found one. Hold on. Is Sweet streaming? Oh, Sweets is not online. Okay. Let me see. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see what they're doing.
Nope. Scroll up. What is...
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to do Chiffon Chevalier. Copy. All right, so let me do my outro and then we will oh, ad break just started. All right, I'll give it a minute for the ad break to end. Then I'll do my outro. And then we'll do the raid and all that jazz. They've been streaming for 2 hours. I don't know how much longer they're gonna go. Sometimes they go for long streams. Yeah, the dual simultaneous streams seem to have worked out. It's been fun. That was not the button I wanted. Yeah, let me do this. Once the ad ends, I'll do the raid. Well, I'll do my outro, then I'll do the raid. Assuming they haven't ended yet. Oh, ad just ended. Okay, cool. Awesome. So, for those of you who don't know, who are new here, I like to speak positivity and to say positive affirmations for everyone who watches my streams. This is not something I'm going to be able to do forever, but it's something that right now, being small, I want to enjoy being able to do for my friends, for my viewers, to speak goodness and positivity into your lives. So let me scroll up here. To Silva, to Nabiru, to Autumn, to... Who else did we have? Noel Main. Did we have anybody else? And to anyone else who watched the stream and didn't say anything in chat. Oh, and War Bandit also. Can't forget War Bandit. And to anyone who watches this VOD afterwards, I want to say to all of you that I love all of you, and I believe in each and every one of you. I think that you all are truly special, one-of-a-kind, and unique individuals. I believe that each one of you makes this world a better place every day by being in it and living in this world in your own unique, one-of-a-kind way. I think that all of you are special, precious, and important treasures of human beings, and that you all are valid, worthy of love, and deserving of happiness. Each one of you, all of your hopes and dreams and ideals and goals matter and are important. You are important and you matter. Thank you for coming to the stream. Thank you for being a member of this community. And thank you for just being amazing. Thank you for giving me your time, your energy, and your attention. and thank you for making this community a better place. Always remember the motto, shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always stop to enjoy the memes. One thing I do ask is if you're watching on YouTube to like the stream. It helps the algorithm with pushing it out to other people, and it lets me know what people are interested in, lets me know what people want to watch. This VOD is going to be up on YouTube. I hope that Twitch doesn't get mad at me because the VOD's going to be up immediately, but they shouldn't because they let me stream. That's a whole other story. Because it used to be if you streamed on Twitch, you couldn't put the VOD up on another channel for at least 24 hours. And I'm like, I really hope that's not still a rule, because like that just kind of gets really silly with Twitch, with YouTube, because then that means I have to private the VOD and then unprivate the VOD in 24 hours, which that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. Actually, I'm probably still going to do that just to be safe anyways. But thank you all for coming. If you have any friends, neighbors, aunts, uncles, relatives, best friends, arch nemesis that you think might enjoy my content, feel free to invite them to the next stream or show them any of my content. Next stream is going to be Friday, 8:30 p.m. EST. It's probably going to be a gaming stream. Normally, if I do like one of my special streams for Monday and then Friday, I normally do a gaming stream. We don't know how long it's going to stick at that, but that's on the plan for right now. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to try for another dual stream again, seeing as this one worked out so well. And I look forward to seeing all of you there, and it has been fun. One thing, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing on YouTube, you can subscribe and ding the notification bell to let you know whenever I go live, when I release any new content. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing on Twitch, you can follow me on Twitch or subscribe. You can do that down. You know where to do that. And I definitely appreciate that. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing off of nice. I'm so happy for you, Noel Main. I'm so happy for you that you got your writing done. I'm always happy whenever I see people getting stuff done. And if you want to keep up with what I'm doing off of YouTube and Twitch, you can follow me on Twitter or X or on Blue Sky Social, or join my Discord, or do all of the above. Links to all of those are in the description or in my about panel. I look forward to seeing all of you in the future. And one thing I will say is I do not expect people to donate. That is not a requirement. That is not a thing that I demand of people. I never want anyone to feel like they have to donate to be a part of this community. I don't want anyone to feel like they have to give money to be welcome. But with that said, I do appreciate everyone who has donated in the past, who has helped make things possible and make things happen in my life. I appreciate each and every one of you who has done wonderful and outstanding things in my life. If you ever feel motivated to donate to improve the stream, to improve my life, to help me out with any number of things, and you are financially in a safe and stable position to do so, there are links in the description where you can do that, and there is a panel down on Twitch where you can do that as well. Thank you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. And I'm going to do a raid in a second, so just hang on for that.